Let's continue our discussion of Emily Falk's book, What We Value. Today is the sixth part of our interpretation. Some people believe that human relationships are fundamentally driven by interest, and that adults have no real friends. But with just a little observation, you'll realize this is not true. As a social species, humans care deeply about belonging, and we are very willing to trust others. Often quickly. Today, from the perspective of neuroscience, we'll explore a mechanism that allows people to rapidly build trust and rapport. Synchrony. Have you ever been to a large concert? The most exhilarating moment is often not when the singer performs, but when emotions rise and everyone, stage and audience, sings together in unison. Thousands of people move and sing to the same rhythm, creating a powerful wave of emotional resonance. Or think of a football stadium. Sure, goals are thrilling, but even when nothing is happening on the field, the crowd might spontaneously create a wave. A moment of deep shared immersion. Those who weren't there may not understand, but those who have experienced it know. It feels like more than entertainment or sport. It is almost religious, a kind of powerful ritual. That is synchrony. But synchrony isn't limited to grand experiences. It exists everywhere in daily life. For example, you walk with a friend, and after a while your steps naturally fall into rhythm. During a meeting, one person starts nodding, and soon everyone is nodding. When taking a group photo, the photographer says, "Cheese," and the whole group speaks in unison. Many intimate interactions also rely on synchrony. A mother holding a baby gently pats with a steady rhythm. Why? Because that rhythm is felt by both, creating physiological and emotional synchrony. It increases soothing effects and strengthens bonding, even raising oxytocin for both. In Kevin Kelly's excellent advice for living, one tip says, to reduce tension in an argument, mimic the other person's body language. That too may be a form of synchrony. Used skillfully, synchrony helps you quickly gain trust, strengthen rapport, and enhance cooperation. Falk says that when synchrony occurs, the brain's social relevance system and reward system become strongly coupled. As a result, your valuation system assigns high value to your relationship with the people around you. Your mind says, I resonate with these people. They're the right group. Trust and goodwill surge. Have you ever chatted with someone, and suddenly both of you think of the same thing, blurting out the same word at the same time? The delight of that moment. True, great minds think alike. Is synchrony. Falk and her husband often experience such moments. For example, when she's about to leave the house and needs her keys, before she speaks, her husband tosses the keys to her. And she catches them instantly. Or when she craves something sweet, he casually tosses her an orange. This toss and catch reflects deep synchrony. First in mind, I know what you want, and then in body, both predict the object's trajectory and respond in harmony. It's high-level synchrony. And research overwhelmingly supports this. When two people perform actions in sync, their mutual liking increases significantly. This is true even for animals. Studies show that, when two bats live together, their behavior gradually synchronizes, and eventually even their neural activity synchronizes. As their brains come into sync, their interactions increase, and their bond strengthens. This helps explain the intensity of brotherhood in arms. Soldiers undergo endless synchronizing experiences. Drills, marches, coordinated tasks under stress. Their brains synchronize through training, and their friendship deepens accordingly. A relationship written into the body. But synchrony does not require being physically together. A deeper principle is that each brain has relatively stable response patterns. What we might call an intrinsic frequency. People with similar intrinsic frequencies often feel instant rapport. Love at first sight might be too costly for a lab experiment, but friendship is easier to measure. Scientists recruit students to a lab and show them a series of very different short clips. Astronauts in space, cute animals, tech reviews, pure comedy, etc. Meanwhile, brain activity is recorded. They found close friends have highly synchronized brain responses across all video types. Acquaintances, friends of friends, or friends of friends of friends, show less synchrony. This confirms that friends' brains synchronize. Even more interesting. Synchronous brains become friends. When students who do not yet know each other watch the videos at the start of the semester, the pairs whose brains respond similarly are very likely to become friends by the end. This is truly, birds of a feather flock together. We are drawn to those whose minds are, on the same wavelength. This echoes the Chinese idea of a soulmate. You are my friend because you understand me. Because we are in sync. Since similarity attracts, difference divides. People with different frequencies cluster into different political camps. But Falk emphasizes, intrinsic frequencies are not innate or fixed. They are shaped by modern media consumption. In the U.S., Republicans tend to watch Fox News, Democrats prefer CNN. These groups look different, but they are not unchangeable. Researchers asked Fox News-only viewers to watch CNN for a period. They found that people can adapt and even develop some resonance with the content. So frequency can describe a stable tendency, but also a temporary state. Synchrony works in both. People with matching frequencies bond easily. People with mismatched frequencies can still build rapport, through shared synchronous activities. Synchrony also improves understanding. Some works are particularly good at creating synchrony. A well-paced action film causes audiences to mirror the characters' movements. Storytelling also creates synchrony. In experiments, when listeners hear a well-told story from a stranger, their brain activity synchronizes with the storyteller. Emotions rising and falling together with the narrative. When synchrony occurs, memory becomes deeper and more accurate. Other studies show, when students listening to a lecture achieve higher synchrony with the teacher, they understand more, remember more, and perform better. Synchrony strengthens comprehension and retention. Similarly, in small teams solving problems, if members' brains synchronize, understanding increases, cooperation becomes smoother, and performance improves. But synchrony rarely happens automatically. It must be cultivated. If you show people a random movie clip without background context, everyone interprets it differently, and synchrony fails. But if you provide a brief introduction beforehand, you align their expectations, making synchrony much easier. This suggests we need frequent alignment. Many misunderstandings in life arise because pre-synchronization never happened. Example. You join a new company. The manager assigns you a project. You work hard, add creative ideas, and finally submit it. And she replies with just a thumbs up emoji. You think, what does this mean? Is she brushing me off? Did I do poorly? Why no excitement? This is simply lack of synchrony. If you knew the internal culture, that this manager always expresses approval with a thumbs up, you'd understand that it means, approved, good work. Online communication often suffers from misunderstandings. Emojis exist to reduce them. Even offline, mismatched interpretations happen when synchrony is not yet established. A synchronized group can exchange a glance or gesture and instantly understand each other. This unspoken rapport boosts coordination and strengthens cohesion. Without it, you're not yet one of us. But synchrony does not appear out of thin air, nor can it be commanded. It must be built collectively, through long interaction, ongoing adjustment, and shared experiences. Some organizations hold meetings that appear democratic, but the decision is ultimately whatever the leader wants. When the leader concludes and sets the tone, everyone agrees. On the surface, the meeting reached consensus. But neuroscientists disagree. Brain imaging shows that in such cases, members' neural activity does not synchronize. Agreement under pressure is not rapport. These decisions fail at the execution stage, because there is no real internal alignment. So how can meetings reach synchrony when opinions differ? Ideally through someone skilled in listening and coordination. Someone who actively seeks each person's input, and helps the group gradually converge. If someone's point is unclear, they ask for clarification. If someone objects, they mediate and integrate. Only through repeated alignment can the group develop true shared understanding. Such a process deepens mutual recognition among participants. And only plans developed through genuine synchrony maintain people's enthusiasm, ownership, and willingness to cooperate during execution. Finally, although synchrony has many benefits, it is not the ultimate goal of human interaction. Studies show, Close friends enter synchrony quickly, but they don't stay synchronized the whole time. Divergence soon appears. And that's good. Divergence means they're exploring different perspectives. Conversation expands, minds intersect and collide, and creativity emerges. Strangers, lacking shared background, need more time to build synchrony at the beginning. The Chinese phrase, seeking common ground while preserving differences, captures the ideal. First seek common ground, then embrace differences. Common ground builds safety. Differences expand the horizon. Synchrony builds trust. And trust allows you to say something different from the other person. That's it for today's content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.